Good morning, everybody. I'm Gil Patchett, and I have something to tell you about the history of this particular garden and what's happening henceforth. And I've got some people to help me out going forward, because in the last 24 years, I've done it virtually entirely by myself, with just a few minor exceptions when I needed some help, you know. So this year, early in February, I turned 94, and I had the strong feeling that my better days were in the past as far as my physical ability to continue this garden. And I didn't know what I would do, and it took me a couple of months to figure it out. And I had an epiphany in which I says, aha, I'm going to throw a big switch and just and let this go as a big part of my life for 24 years, and I'm going to find somebody else to help me out. And today we're going to introduce you two of the people that will be helping me out going forward. Or helping me out, I mean taking care of the garden that I used to do. I want to introduce you to a very important friend of mine, Lorraine here. She lives on Dim Street, and she started helping me this winter time. And so I'm going to let you hear directly from her how she got started with this project, because she has the reason this traffic island, or the flower triangle, looks so pretty right now is because of Lorraine. She's taken over this, and I want you to hear her story. So Lorraine, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you have done here, because I had no expectations at all. Because you were working for 30 years, and before you, shall we say, Transition, yes, that's the word, not retired. So tell me how you started in the wintertime.
Okay, well, first of all, you're welcome, and I want to appreciate and thank you, Gil. I've lived in this neighborhood for almost 13 years, and I have always enjoyed so much this beautiful oasis of wildflowers and plants in the Triangle Garden. So it was my absolute pleasure to enjoy it all the years without doing any of the fruits of labor. So when you asked me in, I think it was this past winter, if I could help you with some of the pruning, I was, more than happy to step up. And then as you mentioned, I have more time on my hands these days. So as different seasons came about, under your expert direction, I would step in and do what needed to be done.
You did not need much coaching or instruction. I mean, this gal really picks it up fast, I'll tell you. Well, Lorraine, I'm not quite sure whether you started doing the pruning in the what month in the springtime? Was it February, March, or April? Because I remember there was no pathways. They had overgrown so quickly by the time you started doing the pruning. Well,
my recollection is the pruning started in the winter months, and then during spring it definitely continued, but it was less of shaping with the hedge clippers and more of pulling up to clear the pathways.
Well, it was the red poppies,
and the red poppies came into play.
With,
yeah.
And at that time, I don't know whether that was March or April or what, with the red poppies, but you took over very seriously twice a week.
Yes, the red poppies were in the spring, and that was when I started on a regular basis. I think prior to that, it was just pruning a few of the bushes with the hedge clipper.
Yeah, I had not come to the conclusion that I couldn't do this anymore at the winter time.
Right.
Things changed. Things changed. Well, it's barely. You have to know where it is. Yeah, it's true. describe this, the beauty, the fun of gardening is this was not planned. This Figelia was not planned. It surprised me how good it goes with the bougainvillea.
Yeah.
The bougainvillea was planted, oh, maybe 15 years ago. It's a very slow growing thing, and this is a fast growing thing, and it creeps underground by roots, and here's where it popped up. And I just want to show you, this is one of the things that I enjoy about gardening. It's just filled with surprises. This is the Coreopsis family, and they probably have 100 different species, and they come and they go. They bloom all summer, and they bloom late into early winter. And then in the winter time, it starts in November, and it'll bloom all winter long when almost nothing else is blooming. So this is a very unique plant. And this is another one of your Mexican sage plants, one of my favorites. I've got them here. I've got them in 3 different places in the garden, and they even come in. Well, they come in orange, or they come in yellow, they come in red. But this is my favorite.
Why is it your favorite?
Well, just it has longer blooms. It blooms longer, and it's the prettiest color. It's the brightest color. Can't beat it. Combination. Okay.
I'm Lorraine, and I'm a member of this community, this lovely neighborhood in Richmond. And it has just been so wonderful to carry on the work of Gil Patchett. What he's done for this community is something that we all enjoy, whether you're driving by, walking by, or taking a stroll in the lovely flower triangle. I've been doing this now probably for about 8 months. And I tell you, when I'm having a hard day and I come out here and I start working with the earth, working with the flowers, pruning, even weeding, just being here, it brings a sense of peace, tranquility, and joy. So if you want to be part of this wonderful community project, please join us. The Flower Triangle is here because of Gil Patchett, but we can all work together to carry it on and bring beauty to this neighborhood in Richmond and just to Earth in general.
It's impressive to me.
I have the great pleasure of introducing another neighbor of mine. This is Fred here, and he has he just found himself suddenly having time available this year after coming back from helping family members back east. And so he has been instrumental in keeping things going, not here at the Flower Triangle, but at Baxter Creek. So we got that all tidied up now. It's practically bare grounds. Baxter Creek is waiting for the rains to come, and then me and Fred will go down there and we will keep things in shape. In fact, we'll do a little prep work before the rains come. Actually, yeah, because it needs prep work, So he's learning, and he's a bundle of energy, and we have a hell of a good time working together. So Fred, why don't you give me some of your thoughts and feelings on the project?
I am so honored to be sitting here next to Mr. Gil. I grew up in the South. I grew up off the land. So being around him and flowers and the plant and he said I got a lot of energy, but he has a lot of energy too. But being around him, he's passionate for it. It's addictive, man. And not, I know, and not only that, you know, it's a part of nature. It's so sweet, the smell. Just, he's educated me on plants that I never would have thought about. I have no idea what the names are. We're gonna go one day and he's gonna point out to me what the names of the plant, but I look at the beauty of it, you know? Look at this, man. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. And the smell. You know, it just, when you get, it's addictive, man. And so I've been honored to be with him. I have more time now. Didn't expect this. Been watching this man for 10 years. Come over here. Passionate about it. On time. You can set your watch. You can set your watch by Mr. Gil. But he's on time, and him being so passionate about it, one day, just out of nowhere, I would always come and try to speak to him. I honor him and listen to many stories that we have shared over the time. He's right, I'm a newcomer. When I get to go to, and we get down on your knees, man, you get down on your knees, you can smell the dirt, you can, you know, it just, it's amazing how just a short time for me, it brings back my childhood, man. When we had
you have farming in your blood.
It's our blood. So it brings back memories, man. I mean, down here now he got squash board. You know, absolutely amazing. Yeah. So for me, just being kind of like back home, you know, just being around.
Yeah, you've got a lot of pleasant surprises ahead of you because it's so. I mean, nature is okay. Remember, you're Fred and I'm Doc.
Yes, sir.
Well,
yes, sir.